talking about the Maduro arrest, and I saw your statement. It seemed a pretty strong statement in support of the president's action. I just was hoping you could elaborate slightly on that.
Well, Maduro has actually been the head of a criminal enterprise that's been masquerading as the leader of the country. Venezuela has been a narco state, and he's been enriching himself in his inner circle while exporting death and addiction beyond his borders. And in fact, he was indicted in 2020 in federal court for smuggling massive quantities of illegal drugs into the United States. So, and this is a criminal network that's directly contributed to the deaths of thousands of Americans through narcotics trafficking, violence, and cartel activity.
Now, were those charges brought in New York? Is that why he was brought to New York State?
That's right. When they do these things, the Department of Justice, they bring them in a certain venue. In this case, that's why he was brought back to first Stewart Air National Guard Base, and now, as I understand it, he's being held in New York City by federal authorities.
Right, that's what I got to. And it looks like this was a Delta Force operation that extracted him.
It was, and in fact, as a Marine Corps colonel, I understand the difference between reckless force and disciplined action, and that's what Delta Force does. They were there not to change the regime, but they were there to actually apprehend with law enforcement officials on the target to be able to take Maduro and arrest him. The Venezuelan people were not the target here. The target was a criminal who has abused power, he sold out his country. And that's why it was so amazing that President Donald Trump showed this decisive leadership by actually enforcing the law and thus protecting American lives. Well, I think it's really important in an operation like this. It sends a clear message to drug lords, to terrorists, to corrupt regimes worldwide. If you poison American communities, you'll be hunted down and held accountable. It's this indictment, it was never symbolic. It's a promise of justice that's going to come, and President Trump kept that promise.
Sure, thank you very much for your time.